Hi everyone, it's Taviana, Community Cache's colleague at EENA, and I will be the moderator of this second round of presentations. So we'll start in 1 minute, and I will set the next presentation with Pablo Gomez from Genesis.
Thank you so much, Taviana, and thank you to everybody there for being today with us. My name is Pablo Gomez. I'm the Strategic Marketing Director of Genesis. Let's talk about public warning systems. So first of all, I would like just to dedicate a brief time to introduce Genesis, my company. We call ourselves the Critical Communications Company. We are the only provider of critical communications in the market, really unifying software and hardware. When we talk about software, we are talking about location-based warnings, alerts to mobile devices, and to other digital channels like email or social media. And hardware, we are talking about hardware when we talk about our long-range acoustic devices, our outdoor speakers, able to send voice communications with an exceptional clarity of voice, guaranteeing that you can transmit voice to very long distances, even more than 1 kilometer, and the people are going to understand your message. This is very important, this is kind of communication. So all of this is just to deliver vital information to people before, during, and after any kind of emergency or crisis situation. So we are a company, our origin is in the United States. We are a company from the United States. Our headquarters are in San Diego, but we also have, we are a company in expansion. We have also offices in Spain, a couple of them, the one in Madrid, where I am located. We have offices in Canada, we have offices in Dubai, we have offices in Singapore. Even we are a company living for this, for public warning systems. We are totally focused on multi-channel public warning. We have a special priority in Europe, not only like a market, but also because everything regarding public warning systems, especially software, is centralized in Spain. So all the system that is designed and developed in Europe. We are managing everything regarding product strategy, product development, and research and development. We are doing that here. We have an extensive experience. We are a company with more than 20 years of experience. We are in the mass notification market for public warning since 2012. We have systems, multi-channel public warning systems up and running in more than 70 different countries. We have references in the United States where our system is already connected to the federal capability to send cell broadcasting to all the nation, cell broadcasting messages to mobile devices. We have those systems up and running in some cities, especially in California, in Texas. We have a project to cover the whole Puerto Rico. We have also references with the government of Canada. We have references in Brazil, Spain, public warning system in Japan, and one of the references we feel more proud about the one in Australia, where we have our system up and running in 2 of the 3 mobile network operators, sending location-based SMSs since 2013 to 2013. The system has an incredible record of reliability and performance. We're very happy because we have recently renewed the contract for 5 + 2 years more. But the most important for us is that even after sending you millions and millions of location-based SMS, is that according to the words of the former national director of the program, since the deployment of the system, there have been no loss of lives because of the lack of information. This is great for us. It's very successful deployment. So Going to our platform, our National Emergency Warning System News is a multi-channel, multi-operator, end-to-end public warning platform. All Genesis solutions are based in this platform. This platform is covering a broad range of different communication channels, from those based on the mobile networks of the mobile network operators, like cell broadcasting and location-based SMSs, but also integrating out of the speakers to send voice to very long distances, SMSs, voice calls, mobile application to communicate, to send warnings to the people, social media. We support the CAP. We are able to integrate to other existing communication channels through the common alerting protocol. This makes possible to integrate to other systems like radio or television in a country, and of course, the integration to FEMA IPOS I talked before about. The system is totally modular, is unscalable, so there is no need to deploy the whole system if you are just requiring part of the functionality of just a few communication channels. Yeah, the system is modular, so we will be deploying just what you need. You are going to be able to evolve to add more communication capabilities in the future whenever you are needing them. The system is multi-operator, as is able to integrate to all mobile network operators in the country. We propose an interface standard, but we are also supporting proprietary interfaces. And it's end-to-end, so it's supporting everything you are needing in the public entity or in the mobile network operator to support all those communication channels. Talking about Europe, you know about the new European Electronic Communication Code. The Article 110 is making compulsory deployment of public warning system based on the mobile networks to send geolocated communications to the devices of the people in the country, but also to the roamers, the people visiting the country from abroad. Our solution News is fully compliant to this Article 110. Is possible to enable you to send both location-based SMSs and cell broadcasting. News support both of them. Our smart messaging capability is not only supporting both of them, but it making possible to combine both of them in order to get the best from both. To send multi-language communication, adding geofencing, so the detection of people entering or exiting the area, so we can send the messages. And of course, is compliant with the GDPR, is protecting the privacy of the data, especially of those regarding the location of the subscribers in the network. We offer multiple integration capabilities. You know, on one hand, we support multiple schemas. We can offer you our web interfaces, so it's going to be very easy, very simple to deploy and to, you know, to manage the system from different users and with different levels. We even offer a mobile application, so it's possible to control the system even from the field, but it's also very easy to integrate our capabilities in third-party software, let's say. We offer an API, so if you already have a command and control center and you would like to use the same software you are currently using, this software can be easily integrated to our system to exploit our capabilities. The system is also able to integrate different multiple data sources from, you can imagine, weather information, early warning systems, IoT devices, sensors, so you can add those information to the same interface. We propose always standard protocols, but we are also capable to integrate proprietary solutions, protocols, so you can put more information in your interfaces through News in order to make possible or to facilitate your decision making for emergency management. Talking about decision making, News is also offering a higher value beyond communicating to the public. It's what we call the total control of the situation. From our perspective, there is no sense in blind communication, so we can offer you multiple different information we are gathering from the different communication channels, so you are going to have a more control, a better control of the situation. We can offer you information about the number of people, the population density, how the people is moving, and more information. So it's going to make easier for you to make decisions, not only for communicating to the people, but also to manage your resources in the field. This is something we learned from Australia, where even considering the millions and millions of SMSs they have already sent, they are even using the system even more for those purposes, just to know how many people are in particular areas and makes decision about the resources they need to send to emergency situations. So, okay, I've tried to be brief. Thank you so much, everybody. Please feel free to contact me anytime, any moment. Would be my pleasure just to answer your questions if you would like to have more information. Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Muchas gracias, Pablo. Thanks a lot. So we will now give the floor to David Fredman from EarthRunner. We can see your presentation in full screen. It's yours. You can start.
Great. Thank you very much. And very much thank you for the opportunity to present Heartrunner Sweden, this EENA virtual event on who is who in public safety industry. My name is David Fredman. I'm a PhD in Heart of Operations at Heartrunner Sweden. We're a company that combines technology and people to save lives. Cardiac arrest is common and lethal, and over 350,000 Europeans die every year. For every minute without life-saving attempts, the chance for survival decreased by 10%, but that doesn't need to be the case. With relatively easy and early interventions, it's possible to change the outcome, and early cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, can double or even triple the chance for survival. And if an automated external defibrillator, or AED, is used in the first minutes, researchers have identified 70% survival to be achievable. In general, it is waiting for the ambulance that takes too long. And with the Heartrunner system, any European region can benefit from the power of volunteers. By engaging volunteer citizen responders with CPR skills through the Heartrunner system and by using AEDs already available in your society, your region can increase the chance of survival from cardiac arrest. From a decision to set up the system, it's possible to reach full delivery within 4 to 6 months. Ideally, no educational efforts in society is needed. We aim to use already existing volunteer resources in your community. You can decide if anyone should be able to participate as a volunteer, or if this should be targeted to certain volunteer organizations or individuals in your region. And the effects on resuscitation as increased AED use and CPR rates will be seen immediately. We provide a simple but effective post-event survey to the volunteers, and today we have an impressive 80% response rate before the first reminder. It's possible for you and for your region to make the questions for the survey and specify them to your needs. Through a simple API, your PSAP integrates with our mission server. We provide a robust solution and fast communication with the apps of the volunteers. An app that can be branded for your region or for regional organizations to show your logos or colors in whatever means you find suitable. The volunteers download this app, and through some simple steps, they create a user, and the app then relays the last known location to our mission server. And based on proximity to the victim and to nearby AEDs, these locations are used for selecting the appropriate candidates in case of a cardiac arrest. We protect their privacy in compliance with GDPR, and we only store the last known location for each volunteer at any given time. But it all starts with a call to 112 concerning an unconscious patient not breathing normally. But now the caller and the victim can get help earlier by motivated citizen responders nearby. And your dispatchers have another tool in the fight for increasing survival in cardiac arrest. We rely on volunteers already trained in CPR. You know where in your community to identify them, and now you also can alert them if their skills are needed. Perhaps you already have a national or regional AD registry. With a Heartrunner system, you can put these ADs to use more often. We can also assist you in setting up a national or regional AD registry to improve the system effectiveness if you don't already have one present. We've been working closely with the Swedish AD registry and the Danish as well, so we have a great deal of experience. The HeartRunner system was launched in 2011 as a research project at the renowned Karolinska Institutet, and our company was established in 2016. Today, our system covers the entire Denmark and the majority of the inhabitants in Sweden. In numerous evaluations, our HeartRunners and the citizen responders arrived to the cardiac arrest victim before the ambulance in over 45%. Bystander CPR rate increased when the volunteers arrived first. In a Swedish randomized control trial, a 32% increase of bystander CPR rate was shown. In Copenhagen, a recently published scientific evaluation showed that defibrillation before the ambulance tripled when volunteer HeartRunners were first on scene. These patients have a significantly higher chance of survival, and perhaps as high as 70% according to previous scientific publications. We have just recently learned that compared to similar competitive systems in the US and UK, our HeartRunner system presents a higher rate of citizen responder alerted from PSAP, and also that the rate of acceptance from our citizen responders is significantly higher. In over 90%, one or more volunteers respond and try to reach the victim. We currently support several research projects, and if your region is interested in participating or setting up your own, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sorry. Last week and over this weekend, the European Resuscitation Council presented the upcoming European CPR guidelines. The message is clear: early intervention is beneficial for patient survival, and that's why they encourage the establishment of citizen responder teams in all European countries. The recommendation is based on science that citizen responders save lives, and it's now time to take the science to the streets. We know that early CPR and AD use saves lives, and are proud to see that our system leads to motivated citizen responders on the scene before the ambulance. We can never save all victims of cardiac arrest, but we can give them more of a better chance for survival through volunteer HeartRunners. And if you're ready to use the power of volunteer in your region, please reach out. And we're not going to show you any fancy pictures of the inside of the system, since we don't believe that that is the key part. It's the volunteers who change everything. Please reach out. You can drop you a copy of our white paper and tell you more about the system. You can email me at david@heartrunner.com. And thank you for your time, and take care and stay safe.
Thanks a lot, Dave, for this very interesting presentation. So if any participants has a question, please ask or send an email to David Fredman. You have his email address on his slide.
Yeah, please. I'll just change it to, maybe I can show you bigger if you want to see it. Again, if you're taking notes, please don't hesitate. We'd love to participate and help you and your dispatch organization to save more lives. And remember to wash your hands and stay safe.
Okay, so I don't see any questions for now, David, but I'm sure you will receive by email after this virtual event. We are over 110 participants connected to this online event until now. So now we continue with the next speaker, who is Jeremy Aberle from Rapidsos.
Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, we can hear you, Jeremy, and we can see your presentation on the screen. Please make it full screen. Yes, we see you in the camera. Great. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name's Jeremy Aberle. I am part of the global expansion team for Rapidsos. Rapidsos, we provide a middleware platform that is a trusted bridge between any connected device that can emit a emergency trigger or make a 112 call. We provide a trusted bridge of supplemental additional data during that 112 call through to the emergency services. That can be in the emergency control room or dispatch center, and that's what we provide, that bridge between the connected device and emergency services. So we're an American company. We are very successful in the US and also in Mexico, and we're looking to expand into other territories, and we are expanding into Europe. We're having some interesting conversations, proof of concepts, etc., in the UK and the Netherlands and some other territories. But in the US, we've been pretty successful. Around the world, we have about 4,800 different agencies that use our solution, and that gives us about 92% population coverage in the US, and in Mexico as well, where we are used a lot, and we have about 60% coverage there. So we work very closely in partnership with emergency services, and when we talk to the users of our solution, we get very positive feedback. I think it's something that's required around the whole of the globe, is getting additional supplemental data when a 112 call is made, or a 911 call, or a 999 call is made. Getting that additional data is really important. That might be anything from location in certain territories, and I appreciate in Europe, location is often sent. We can also provide a dynamic location, which will be a location not just when the call is made, but also throughout that, during the whole time that call is being made. But we work very much in partnership with emergency services. I think it's really important that we don't solve one problem by providing a lot additional data, but then create a whole raft of other problems. And when we talk to our users, you can see overwhelmingly we get very positive feedback. That the response is quicker, location is often more accurate, and equally that the response of an emergency responder can be more proportionate or more tailored to that particular requirement. And equally, when we talk to consumers about sharing data when a 112 call is made, again, the feedback is very positive. There's often a concern about sharing medical data and profiles as you would expect, but this is just during a 112 call. We don't hold data, we don't store data. It's just presented to emergency services during that call. And I think, as you can see, the figures on the screen show that it's an overwhelming positive when you actually ask consumers about how they feel about sharing additional data during that emergency call. And I think actually the feedback we often get is that people are more surprised that information and more accurate location is not shared. I think when you're ordering your Uber or you're ordering a pizza, location and additional data about yourself is often shared. And so I think people are more surprised actually that during a 112 call it isn't shared with emergency services. So as I said, we're a middleware platform. We sit between emergency services and those connected devices. Something called the Emergency Response Data Platform. So on the left, you can see the kind of connected devices that we can talk to and partner with. There's wearables, so Garmin and Fitbit and people like that who have got a wearable device that is monitoring heart rate and blood pressure and a whole manner of other pieces of information. Connected mobility with vehicles, both in cars and trucks, where we can complement and help with the e-call data in Europe and add additional data on top of that as well. Smartphones and apps, just making that 112 call from a smartphone. I think it's in the high 80s percentage-wise of what percentage of calls are now made from a smartphone. And within smartphones as well, there's a whole range of different apps that often contain a emergency trigger that will utilize the 112 native dialing, but will also be within an app as well. So, to give you an example, one of our partners is Uber. There's a safety shield within the Uber app. If you press that when either you're a rider or a driver within an Uber ride, then not only is that 112 call made, license plate, rider information, driver information, dynamic location, whole range of additional information is sent or presented to the first responder in the command and control room at the same time as when that 112 call hits the screens. Connected buildings, we're having a lot of interesting conversations around smart buildings, so sharing alarm data and floor plans and CCTV potentially within that when that call is made. And also, we're finding that a lot of monitoring centers and ARCs that sit between those kind of buildings and the command and control centers, we can help with helping reduce false positives, etc. And we're seeing smart homes as well, where DIY mobile type systems are being used. So as I said, we are working in partnership with public safety agencies, and I think that's really important to say that we want to get data and information that is relevant to public safety. We don't want to change or affect the operational procedures or workflow wherever possible. So we do want to work in every territory we go into with public safety agencies to really understand what data they require and what information they require. And there's two different ways we can present that information. We have something called a portal, which is a web-based portal which will sit on the on a screen, and when that 112 call hits that screen, it will automatically query our data center and bring that additional information that we spoke about, wherever that may be. And also, we're integrated into about 70 different partners that sit with CAD vendors and sit in emergency control rooms, and that's integrated into their actual solution. So you've got one single real estate space where you can see this additional data. And that gives you an idea of the breadth of companies that we partner with and integrate into, again, so we're not affecting that operational procedure and workflow. Won't go into too much detail, but you can see how the connected device gets to that PSAP. It's just a straightforward smartphone call or something like that. That location and data will go straight into the PSAP, and any additional information will be queried at that time from the emergency response data platform and will present on the screen. We can also help with monitoring centers, as you can see at the bottom, where we can have some interaction with a monitoring center and they make that 112 call and that additional data is sent through. And again, we can go back to contacts and emergency contacts within if somebody's making that call to make sure that they're being contacted, and again, help potentially reduce the strain and false positives on the command and control center. We can also bring in lots of different data sources. So to give this example of a car accident, and somebody may also be wearing a wearable device, and they may equally belong to different databases, medical database, etc. And it brings all that information together in one presentable format to the PSAP. It's not looking at several different databases, it's all presented in one single screen. So that's the presentation. There's my details. Please, if you've got questions now, I'd love to answer them. If we haven't got any questions now, please drop me an email and I will do my best to answer them later.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy. Actually, we have several questions for you. The first one is, can you explain briefly your business model?
Yes, certainly. So we don't charge public safety for access to the access to the data in the emergency data response platform. The Rapid SOS portal and the integration is zero cost to public safety. Our commercial model is that the ingest partners will integrate our APIs into their solution, and that's who in effect pay for the service to enhance their product or provide additional services to their customers.
Okay, and the next question is, can you provide any customer reference in Europe?
Europe, we're very new. We've got some press releases going out later on this week, actually, so I can't say too much now, but I will be able to do that very shortly.
Okay, we are keen to know more very soon. Then
we are, yeah. In Europe, we are just launching in Europe, so it is all very new. Yes, obviously, there's lots of different references we can make from other parts of the world, but Europe is pretty new. But as I say, we are having something this week, so watch this space.
Okay, great. So now it's time to go to our next presenter from Hexagon. So I give the floor to
Tatiana. Maybe yes. One more question.
Okay, yes, sure.
That somebody asked a question for Jeremy. Is there any footprint in Africa, particularly in South Africa?
Yes, we do have a footprint in South Africa, and if you can. I can certainly send details on that if whoever's asked the question can either ask me or you can send me those details. I can send information about South African reference sites, certainly.
Yes, sure. So it's really good. If you have still questions for Jeremy, don't hesitate to email him. He has shared his contact details on his slides, and you will be able also to see it in the recording. Let's move to our next presenter, Eric Wahed. Okay, it's in full screen. You can start.
Yep. Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Taviana and Kasia, for everything. My name is Eric Wahed. I'm based in France, and I'm the Global Head of Public Safety for the Atos Group. I'm pleased to present Atos and our public safety offering. So a lot of you may know Atos. So a kind of small reminder, Atos is a worldwide digital leader present in 73 countries and making a revenue of 13 billion euros. Sorry. We have 130,000 experts all around the world. As you may know, in the public safety domain, we operate with two major brands, Atos and Unify Communication and Collaboration. We have more than 20 years experience in the public safety domain with a nice footprint worldwide. In the US, we have nice references like California NG911 project and San Francisco County. And in Europe, you'll have multiple safety agencies within Spain, in France, major projects, Romania, Metropolitan Police of London, and many more. Within Atos Public Safety product and services, we have more than 3,000 experts in Europe and in the United States. We act as end-to-end integrator, product vendor, and build in-house software. We are also worldwide IT partner of the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Just a small information, by winning the State of California NG911 contract in 2019, Atos earns the 2020 Frost & Sullivan Growth Excellence Leadership Award with its strong overall performance and has emerged as the second leading primary NG911 provider in the US. So Atos has a global and modular offering for public safety, split it, I would say, in three big domains. The first one is surveillance, the second one is orchestration, and the last one is field operation. So for surveillance, it's composed of smart sensors, predictive data analytics based on CCTV deployed in cities and countries, and mostly safety data analytics for surveillance and intelligence. Regarding orchestration, with multiple solutions, we have an emergency service IP network, next generation core services, emergency management platforms with major call functions, call handling, and computer-aided dispatch, multi-agency incident transfer platforms, and public warning. For the field operation, it's mostly based on critical communication. So you'll have 4G LTE, 5G private networks, multi-net recorder, multi-network dispatcher, and tracking of resources, and secure communication system for voice calls and device-to-device calls. I'm going to focus on the three major domains, so Atos, Unify, OpenScape, NG911, NG112. So Atos has built an ESINet platform and next-generation core services. Calls are routed based on geographic information contained in the location information server and the emergency call routing function. We have developed the most scalable and most reliable carrier-grade NGCS-powered ESINet solution available in the industry today. As you can see in the architecture figure on the right, we provide in-house mostly all components, all the ones in white. Our ESRP is built on the top of OpenScape Voice, which is our carrier-grade voice over IP call engine. This is all based on standards published by EENA for North America and EENA ETSI for Europe and the rest of the world. Right now, we're working for two major ESINet projects. One is California, and the second one is for a nationwide system in Europe. Lifelink is our critical communication portfolio. So Lifelink Multinet Recorder is Atos' recording solution. The recorder logs all network and command and control relevant call flows with multimedia capabilities for all communication technologies. It provides powerful user interface with comprehensive search functions and dedicated detailed scenarios replay with timeline views. as well as interfaces for integration with third-party applications. Right now, we are deploying the Lifelink recording system in a nationwide system in Europe. Lifelink Multinet Dispatcher is Atos dispatching system. When a dispatcher receives an emergency incident, it is very important that the person gets all the information in a very efficient and clear way. It could be a web chat, it could be a phone call, it could be also a radio emergency call. The Lifelink dispatcher permits to combine all those calls in one conversation stack to provide to all safety officers one unique optimal communication platform. Our Lifelink dispatcher allows to scale up and down very easily and support digital radio, analog radio, LTE, GSM, and even Tetra, which means we are capable to integrate nearly all systems that our customers would have in their infrastructure. So now I'm going to talk about GEMA. GEMA stands for Global Emergency Management by Atos. With GEMA, we support response organization with emergency call response procedure. GEMA helps improve cooperation between command and control centers and field personnel. It can cover emergency response from call taking and dispatching to first responder action. Emergency management implies the intervention of various types of actors in a short period of time. To efficiently cooperate, those actors need to share relevant information. With GEMA, emergency forces use one single platform for all information flows. GEMA facilitates the action of emergency response organization with one single interface that can handle all media, such as voice calls, video calls, SMS, which means total conversations, any call. A second module of GEMA is the computer-aided dispatch. With GEMA, operators can give the most appropriate response based on the nature of the incidents and the geographic location available for the emergency units. GEMA permits to manage intervention and alert population on what is going on. Same for GEMA, we are conducting the first nationwide NG112 project in Europe. A small focus on innovation. So innovation is in the heart of Atos strategy. We have built an open innovation strategy to innovate with our customers. This open innovation strategy is based on a strategic partnership, innovation workshops with our customers, and BT POCs, where we work together to build, I would say, new solution or new features towards your customers or your use. Here's an example of open innovation for public safety using artificial intelligence. Imagine somebody sends a photo to a 911-112. The photo is automatically analyzed with extraction of location. The system identifies the incidents. It could be a fire with the use of AI, and we operate the hybrid dispatch, so semi-automated or self-learning. This idea is to provide technologies that will help safety forces tomorrow in their day-to-day work. So let's innovate together. Here are my contact details, so feel free to contact me for any questions or interest in our public safety portfolio. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Eric. So if there are any questions, feel free to ask. Or you can contact Eric by email. You have all his contact details on his slides. So I don't see any questions for now, Eric. So thanks a lot.
I would suggest we would reconnect at 4 p.m. 05, 5 minutes past 4 sharp, everyone. Thank you very much for staying connected. The next round of presentations will follow up soon, with the presentation of Hexagon being the first one, if it will be resolved. The issue will be resolved, of course. So thank you for staying with us. The next 5 presentations, or 6, will come soon. Stay connected, and we see you back at 4:05. Thank you.